Hello and welcome to French Philosophers React, a philosophical take on the news headlines for today, September 2024. This is an AI-generated podcast and can make mistakes. Use it for generating possible ideas, but don't rely on it as an authoritative guide to the news or to the details of French philosophy. In the news today, story: most Britons now expect to pay for private healthcare due to long NHS queues, according to a report by the Joseph Rowntree Foundation. The study found that people believe they can no longer rely on the NHS to provide universal and free services, leading to a critical shift in expectations. As a result, the foundation has added £200 per year for private healthcare to its minimum income standard. Record numbers of people are using private hospitals, with 898,000 admissions in 2023, and many are spending thousands on operations such as cataract removals and hip replacements due to frustration with NHS waiting times. So what might French philosophers have to say about this news item? The story that most Britons now expect to pay for private healthcare due to long NHS queues reveals a profound transformation in the relationship between citizens and the state. At its core, this shift represents a crisis of legitimacy for the National Health Service, NHS, and the welfare state more broadly. Through the lens of French philosopher Georges Canguilhem's work on the normal and the pathological, I argue that this development signals a fundamental redefinition of what it means to be a healthy citizen in the UK. In his seminal work, The Normal and the Pathological, Canguilhem contends that health is not merely the absence of disease, but rather an individual's ability to adapt to their environment. The NHS as an institution was founded on this very principle, providing universal access to healthcare to ensure that all citizens can maintain their health and well-being. However, with record numbers of people turning to private hospitals due to frustration with NHS waiting times, it appears that the state is no longer seen as capable of providing for its citizens' most basic needs. This perceived failure of the NHS has led to a critical shift in expectations, as noted by the Joseph Rowntree Foundation. The Foundation's decision to add £200 per year for private healthcare to its minimum income standard reflects this new reality. Citizens are now expected to take on more responsibility for their own health, effectively internalizing the costs of healthcare that were once borne by the state. This shift in expectations has profound implications for our understanding of citizenship and the social contract. Canguilhem's concept of normative judgment is particularly relevant here. Normative judgments are the standards against which individuals measure themselves to determine whether they are normal or abnormal. In the context of healthcare, these judgments have traditionally been made by medical professionals. However, with the rise of private healthcare, citizens are increasingly expected to make their own normative judgments about what constitutes good health and take action accordingly. This development marks a significant departure from Canguilhem's notion of technical norms, which refer to the standardized measures used in medicine to diagnose and treat diseases. Technical norms are based on objective criteria and are meant to ensure that medical professionals provide consistent care regardless of individual circumstances. In contrast, private healthcare relies on individualized norms, where citizens themselves determine what constitutes good health for their own particular needs. The implications of this shift are far-reaching. By internalizing the costs of healthcare, citizens are forced to prioritize their spending based on perceived need rather than objective medical criteria. This creates a new dynamic where individuals are incentivized to take greater risks with their health, potentially exacerbating existing health inequalities. Furthermore, the rise of private healthcare undermines the concept of solidarity that underpins the welfare state. Solidarity implies that citizens collectively share the costs and benefits of social services like healthcare, recognizing that individual needs will vary over time. By opting out of the NHS in favor of private providers, individuals are effectively seceding from this solidarity, creating a two-tiered system where those who can afford it receive better care while others are left behind. In The Knowledge of Life, Canguilhem argues that biology and medicine are not just objective sciences, but also reflect societal values and norms. The story we see unfolding in the UK today reflects a fundamental reevaluation of these values, where individual choice and market logic take precedence over collective solidarity and social welfare. As citizens increasingly turn to private healthcare, they are, in effect, voting with their feet against the principles that underpinned the NHS. In conclusion, the shift towards private healthcare in the UK represents a profound crisis for the welfare state and our understanding of citizenship. Through Canguilhem's lens, we see that this development marks a redefinition of what it means to be a healthy citizen, where individualized norms and market logic displace technical norms and collective solidarity. As citizens, we must critically examine the implications of this shift and consider whether this new reality truly reflects our values as a society. Thank you for listening to today's episode of French Philosophers React. Be sure to come back tomorrow for more reflective takes on the day's news.